So welcome back, my name is Lee. We do a lot of from scratch cooking here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy lemon marmalade. I have been given all of these lemons that need to be used up desperately. So we're going to make a delicious marmalade that uses 2 ingredients and it's going to turn out absolutely amazing. So last year I made a lemon lime marmalade the exact same way and it turned out absolutely amazing. Whole family absolutely loved it. The only thing I wasn't happy with was it was just a little bit too bitter, and that is because what I did was I actually just slice up the whole lemons and with the pith and everything and actually just put the slices in and use it like that. This way I'm going to do it a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to peel off the actual skin off these. I'm going to leave the pith on it, and then I'm going to actually cut around them to get to the actual fruit, and then we'll cut that up for the actual marmalade. And I think that should reduce how much bitterness there's going to be in it, and I think it should turn out a lot better. So for this recipe, you're going to need 2 ingredients. So you're going to need your lemons. So I've got a whole pile here. I'm going to see how much I can make. And then you're going to need the exact same amount of sugar. And that is all you need for this. And it's so easy to do. If you have a instant read thermometer, it's going to help you just a little bit more, but I'll show you how to actually check it when we get there. So the first thing I have done is I've washed all these lemons. So some of these lemons, they've got marks on them, they've seen better days. Some of these I'm just going to use the actual fruit in it, but some of these are perfectly good and will be perfectly good for the skin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually peel off as much of the skin as possible. And the easiest way I think it's going to be is with a vegetable peeler, and basically you're just going to kind of rock back and forward a little bit to get your peel off, and it leaves quite a bit of that pith on, and I think that should stop it from being so actual bitter. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to show you what to do in the next step. So this is going to be a bit of a task to do. So I'm going to sit down for this. I have coffee to get me through, and once I finish talking to you, I'm going to pump up some tunes and I'm going to listen to them to kind of get me motivated. So all I'm going to do is just use my peeler to peel off as much of this beautiful skin, and I'm going to do that to all the lemons that I can, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the next step. Doing with this peel, it's actually quite easy. A lot of the other recipes say to actually cut off the actual skin, boil it and everything, and then remove the pith. It's too much work. This works just a lot easier. All right, so I'll see you back once I've got them all done. So that is all done now. It was a lot. It took a little while. It took about 20 minutes, but once you got some music going, it's actually not that bad. So all these are all peeled now. Something I did find was it is a little dangerous using the peeler, because after you get to the end, you hit your finger. So what I did was I actually put a band-aid on this finger so that every time the peel would actually hit my finger, it wasn't actually cutting it. So there's no cut there, but it really saved me from getting any cuts. So the next job, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slice this into like little fins. So what we want to do is kind of get it finely sliced like matchsticks. Just like so. So I'm going to do that for all of it, and then I'm going to put it aside, and then I'm going to start on actually getting the flesh out of these lemons. And obviously, if you weren't too fond about slicing all this up, you could probably just chuck it in a food processor, or you could just give it a really random cut. I'm sure that will turn out just as good, but it does look better when you got these nice little strands going through your marmalade. So all this is sliced up now. I ended up honestly just going through it straight with the knife, not dicing or anything, but just like I didn't bother lining it up or anything like that. So you got some short bits, you got some long bits, but they're going to cook down a little bit in the actual marmalade as well. So I wouldn't worry too much. So I'm going to put that aside. And now we're going to actually get the actual fruit out of the actual lemon. So what we're going to do is we're going to top and tail, or tail on top, whichever way you want to go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my knife and we're going to go around the edges of this. You are going to have a little bit of loss. So some of these lemons have been sitting there for a while, so there is just a bit of a pink tinge to some of them, which doesn't really affect it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the seeds. And if you can get seedless lemons, I'm not sure if there is even seedless lemons out there, it's going to make life a lot easier. And then all we're going to do is just give us a really good slice. And then we can put that into our bowl. So something I noticed was a lot of these lemons had a lot of seeds in them and they were just impossible to get out. So as a bit of a comparison, I sliced this first one and these lemons are actually from my grandparents' tree. They have no use for them, so mum collects them and she gives them to me to use. And they have a lot of pips in them. And just as a bit of a comparison, I also sliced up one from my tree as well, and you can see there's barely any pips in them. So I don't know, is there different varieties and everything? Because maybe their variety might not be appropriate for stuff like marmalade. Maybe it's more just for juicing and everything, and maybe I'll just reserve them for juicing or something like that. But last year I made mine with lemons and limes from my tree, and I didn't have any issue with that. So there we go, it's all done. It took forever, and that's just because there's so many seeds in these lemons. I could not believe it. Like, I don't think I had this issue last year. And also, some of them, yeah, they're a bit past their prime, so when I cut into them, they're pretty brown. I'm like, no. So I did run a little short, so what I ended up doing is going out to my tree. I had a few on my tree, so I picked them, and it also had some limes that my neighbours gave me, so I sliced them up as well because limes go beautifully in a marmalade as well. So that's all that there, and so I'm going to get into the next step. All right, so I am back. I had a little break, had some dinner. It is 6 p.m. at the moment. I typically do all this stuff pretty late, even though I probably shouldn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually cook off our lemons in some water and get them nice and soft. So because we've already peeled off the pith of this peel and everything, we're not going to have to worry about boiling it separately and everything. So we can go straight into just boiling both of these together until it's nice and tender. So the first thing before I do that is I want to find out how much lemon we actually have, because that's going to equal to how much sugar we're going to actually need to use for later. So I've just got a bowl on a scale there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our lemon pieces, a bit of lime there as well, and then all of our rind. So all up there I have just under 1.3 kilos. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cook this in some water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with water, and then we're going to move it to a pot. So I'm going to cover this with just enough water just to cover, maybe just a little bit more. So I'm going to need 2.3 kilos of sugar to do this. So for now, I'm just going to transfer this to the one pot. When we go add the sugar and everything, I'm going to divide this in half and I'm going to do it between two pots just so it doesn't take as long. Plus as well, it's all not going to fit in here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on the stove. I'm going to put this on just a high heat for now, just to get it boiling. And then I'm going to turn it down to maybe a medium simmer. I'm going to put a lid on it. And we're going to cook it for about half an hour until all these peels and everything are nice and soft. And then we'll move on to the next step. So while we're waiting for that to actually come to a boil, I've just got some jars soaking in some hot water, and I've washed some lids as well, ready to go. These single piece lids are very common over here, so that's what I'm using today. You can use a 2-piece lids if you want. And we don't need to sterilize these because it's going to be in the counter for more than 10 minutes, so it's going to be more than fine. And while I'm waiting as well, I've just divided up my sugar. So what I did was I measured on the scales 2.3 kilos of liquid and lemons on the scales. So what I did was I measured out 2.3 kilos of sugar, and what I've done is I've put it into 2 individual bowls. So each of these bowls have 1.15 kilos of sugar in each of them, and then that's going to be ready for being put into each of the pots that we're going to put in, because all this isn't going to fit into one pot, and also it takes a lot longer if you're going to put it in one pot. So if you can just put it into 2 pots, it's going to be a lot quicker as well. So that's what we're going to do today. So this has now been cooking for about half an hour now, and everything's nice and soft now. So now we're ready to go on to the next step. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour this between these 2 saucepans. So I've got a large saucepan here and this pot as well. I'm going to pour half this into there, and then we're going to add our sugar. All right, so I've divided these in half now. So what we're going to do is I've got our measured sugar in each of these bowls. I'm going to add 1 in here. And 1 in here. Now keep in mind, this is just a condiment, so I know it's a lot of sugar, but this can make quite a bit. And I've just got both of these on a medium heat. I'm just going to stir in the sugar and get all that dissolved. And then what we're going to do is we're going to heat this up until it reaches about 105 degrees. And that's where the soft ball stage is, where it'll set properly. So I'll show you then when that happens. So first we're just going to stir both these in. But when you get to the soft ball stage, you'll notice once it's bubbling, it's going to bubble a lot slower and everything. And so when you go to test it, you'll kind of know when it's ready. So I've got the majority of that sugar all stirred in. I've got both these on a medium heat. And so one of these insert probes are really good for this, so that when it hits 105 degrees, then we know it's all ready, rather than have to take the guessy out and everything like that. So I've just tested both of these, and this one is reading 106 degrees. This one is reading 105 degrees. So 105 degrees is a soft ball stage. Once you get to about 106, it can make some of it a little bit dense, but we're going to test it anyway. So what we do, grab a plate, pop a little on the plate there. It's going to get a second to actually cool down, so you might want to chuck this in the fridge or something like that. I'm just going to give it a minute, it should be fine. I think it is ready anyway. And then we can put a finger right through it. And as you can see, it's left a line there, and it started to actually drag it and everything. So that's ready now. So now we're going to get into the jars. So I'm going to get my canner ready. So this is just a normal stock pot. I've got a cake wrap in the bottom there, and I'm going to add enough water in the bottom there. Whoops, I forgot it was on. Until it covers just the rack. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually steam can this. So we're going to use the steam to actually process this. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit, just get it warming up. And then I'm going to show you how to process them in the steam canner. Right, so I've got my washed jars here. I've got my jar lifters. I've also got my canning funnel. And then I've got a ladle, and I've got our marmalade here. I've got the other one still sitting on the stove, just on a low heat, just so it doesn't set. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill all these jars to a 1/4 inch headspace. So this last one here, I didn't have enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that one aside. I'm going to put a lid on that once it has cooled down. And then I'm just going to put that in the fridge, and that'll be for our first use. The rest of them, we're going to get our lids on. I'm really confident these are all at the 1/4 inch headspace, except for this one. So once we're confident that the headspace is all good, we're going to wipe down the rims. We're going to grab our lid, and we're going to twist it on fingertip type. Now that's it. And then one at a time, I'm just going to lift these into the counter. And now I'm going to put the lid on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank the heat up to a full boil. I'm going to wait till we have steam pouring out of this little hole here. And once we've got steam coming out of it, that means this whole thing is full of steam, and that's going to process them. So we'll start a 10-minute processing time from then. All right, so it's at full steam now. So you can see all the steam is trying to escape this now. So that means that this is full of steam, and steam runs at 100 degrees Celsius. So it's going to process all our jars. So all we're going to do is I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit, not maybe down to like a medium high. And then we're going to process these for 15 minutes, and I'll see you back when they're ready. Okay, so the time has gone for 15 minutes. All I'm going to do is turn off the stove and leave it for 5 minutes. All right, so it's been 5 minutes now. Let's get these out the counter. Oh, we can hear that. That already popped. We've got 2 that already popped. Wow. 1. 2. There goes 3. And there we go, 5 delicious jars of homemade marmalade. So I've tried some of this. It is absolutely delicious. It has no bitter taste, which is absolutely amazing. This just hasn't set up yet because it's still hot. It's hot enough for me to handle, but still not cool enough for it to actually gel up. But I noticed around the rim of the actual pot and everything, it was gelling up properly, so it'll gel up more than fine. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and we're going to use this for different occasions, and it tastes absolutely amazing. And would I go to the extra step of segmenting the lemons and peeling the rind off? Maybe. So it really depends on the sort of lemons I use. If I have any more lemons like these ones that are just full of like seeds and everything, maybe not, because that was a lot of work. But if you've got really easy lemons that only have a few seeds in them, go for it. I think it makes such a difference with this, and it tastes absolutely amazing. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.